Hi dear students, we have a new question. So welcome you all to Brainiacs doubt clearance. So please read the question. Calcium carbonate reacts with aqueous hydrochloric acid to give calcium chloride, carbon dioxide and water according to the below reaction. The mass of the calcium carbonate which is required to react completely with 25 ml of 0.75 molar hydrochloric acid is. So this is the question. Now we have two methods to do this question actually, and if you see this, the equation here, it is balanced, correct? So 2HCl, that means two chlorine atoms, here also two chlorine atoms, two hydrogen atoms, here also two hydrogen atoms, calcium one atom, oxygen totally three atoms, here 2 plus 1 3. So totally we can say the equation is balanced. We have two methods, so let me explain the first method, that is the stoichiometric method. So first method we are going to explain. So I will explain the both methods so that it will easy for you to understand this. Okay, so in the first method we say by stoichiometry, stoichiometric method. Okay, stoichiometric method. Okay, now as per stoichiometric method, I know that the stoichiometric ratio of this equation, we know that the equation should be balanced. So the stoichiometric ratio here is what actually I can say 1 is to 2 is to 1 is to 1 is to 1. Correct? This is the stoichiometric ratio. Now, which and all terms we are supposed to link? We need to link between calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid. Okay. So we will speak only with respect to these two terms. So I can say 1 mole, okay, 1 mole calcium carbonate needs 2 mole hydrochloric acid. Needs 2 mole hydrochloric acid. Now, if you see here, 1 mole needs 2 mole of hydrochloric acid. Now, let us assume they are asking you with respect to mass. So, I know that uh, 1 mole of calcium carbonate is equivalent to how much? 100 gram. So, that means 100 gram of calcium carbonate needs 2 into chlorine 35.5 hydrogen 1. So, I can say 36.5 gram of hydrochloric acid. Correct? Now, what is given to you? That is very important. So, given to you is hydrochloric acid and its representation. They are telling it is 25 ml, correct? 25 ml, 0.75 molar. So, which definition we need to apply to get the mass? We know that molarity is equal to, correct? Molarity is equal to number of moles of the solute divided by volume. If it is in ml, you need to multiply by 1000, correct? So what is the molarity of the solution? They mentioned here is 0.75. Number of moles is what we need to find it out. Number of moles of HCl. Number of moles of HCl, correct? Now volume of the solution is how much? 25 multiplied by 1000. So if you cancel this, you will get 25. Okay, how much it will become? 25 into 4. So this will become 40, correct? So what is the number of moles of HCl? I can say number of moles of HCl is equal to 0.75, correct, divided by 40, correct? So this is the number of moles of HCl I am getting. Okay, so we need to find out for this value, that is this value will come around, I can say 0.75 divided by 40, which will come around as, I can say this value is around, okay, let me scroll. So this value is around 0.01875. This is the exact value. So this much number of moles are there, correct? Now as per the definition, I know that 1 mole of calcium carbonate needs 2 mole of hydrochloric acid, correct? So let me rewrite that. 1 mole calcium carbonate needs 2 mole hydrochloric acid. So tell me, let us convert this 2 to 1 first. So divide by 2 on both sides. So this will become 1 mole HCl, and if you divide by 2 here, this will become 1 by 2 mole calcium carbonate. But you have how many moles of HCl? 0.01875. So multiply by that number, 0.01875. Why I am doing that? If you multiply by that number on both sides, I will get this much mole of HCl. 0.01875 mole of HCl needs how many calcium carbonate? I will get like that. So I can say 0.01875 mole HCl, and here only multiplying this will become half into 0.01875 mole calcium carbonate. So I got the number of moles of calcium carbonate which is required for this particular solution. That is how much it is. We have learned 25 ml 0.75 molar HCl, because that is equivalent to 0.01875 moles of HCl. So let us calculate what is this value. So if you divide by 2, this will become, my answer will be 0.009375 mole. Correct? So I got the number of moles, but they are asking you the question in grams. So I can say mass in gram. Correct? Mass in gram of calcium carbonate. How will you find? We know that we have a standard formula. Number of moles is equal to mass in gram divided by molecular mass. So mass in gram becomes what? Number of moles into molecular mass. Correct? Molecular mass. So tell me, what is number of moles? 0.00937 into molecular mass is, we know that molecular mass is 100. 100 is coming from where? Calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate has a molecular mass equal to 100. Now, if you do this, you will get the answer as 0.9375 gram. So let's see whether this option is there in the answer or not. Okay. So if you see here, 0.9375 is there. Correct. So this is my answer. So let us try to do this question by other method as well. Okay. So I'll choose another pen. So second method is called the law of chemical equivalence. Okay. So let me say second method, that is by law of chemical equivalence. Law of chemical equivalence. Now, as per this law, what is the law stating? That the law states that the number of equivalents of the reactants and products are always remaining the same. So we can say that the number of equivalents of calcium carbonate should be equal to number of equivalents of hydrochloric acid. So let's find out the number of equivalents of hydrochloric acid. So number of equivalents of HCl is equal to, how to find that? So this is, first we will find it out. So for that, what they have given to you, molarity is given, correct? So molarity is given as 0.75 molar, I hope. Okay, 0.75 molar. So we know that molarity is equal to 0.75 molar. Now number of equivalents is related with normality. We know that normality is equal to number of equivalents, correct, divided by volume of the solution. If it is in ml, multiply by 1000. Now how normality and molarity is linked? Normality is equal to, we know that, molarity into n factor, correct? So I can substitute here, normality is equal to molarity into n factor. So molarity into n factor. Okay, so number of equivalents is what you need to find out. Number of equivalents. Okay, what is the volume of the solution? That is, they have given here 75, I hope. Okay, you remember, right? So not 75, sorry, 25. So we can substitute that 25 here. Okay, 25, and here 1000 will come. And what is molarity given here? 0.75. And what is the n factor or valency factor? Now we know that here the valency factor or the n factor for hydrochloric acid. So we know that HCl, it's an acid. So this will give only 1 H plus. So the valency factor I can give it as 1. That means normality and molarity are 1 to 1 same. So let's cancel this. So this will become 40. So I can say number of equivalents into 40. So from this I can calculate number of equivalents of HCl. So number of equivalents of HCl is equal to how much? 0.75 divided by 40. Okay, I hope you remember this value. Same value is coming here in another way, correct? 0. That is 0.01875. So I can say this value is 0.01875. I got the equivalents. Now tell me what will be the number of equivalents of calcium carbonate? It will be the same. So number of equivalents of calcium carbonate is equal to 0.01875. This is as per the law of chemical equivalence. Now what we need to find out? We need to find out the mass of calcium carbonate. We know the general formula of number of equivalents. So number of equivalents is equal to weight in gram divided by equivalent mass. Correct? Weight in gram divided by equivalent mass. So number of equivalents of calcium carbonate we know. We will substitute here 0.01875. Weight in gram of calcium carbonate is what you need to find it out. Okay, so that I will keep it. What is the equivalent mass of calcium carbonate? We know that calcium carbonate, that will split it as Ca2 plus and CO3 2 minus. So equivalent mass of calcium carbonate is molecular mass, that is 100, divided by charge of the cation or charge of the anion. Total charge of the cation or total charge of the anion, that is 2. So you will get it as 50. That is the EQ mass, equivalent mass. Correct? So I get that value as 50. Correct? So tell me weight in gram of calcium carbonate. Weight in gram of calcium carbonate is equal to 50 multiplied by 0.01875. So if you do this, I hope we should get the same answer. Okay, that is 0.01875 multiplied by 50. So multiplied by 50. So you will get exactly 0.9375 gram. Okay, so any approach you can follow, both are easy only. If you understood the concept, it is just a matter of time. You can do it if the calculation is faster, you can do it very fast. So it depends upon each person. Okay, so if you want to know more about these concepts and more practice problems and anything, you can contact Brainiacs Classes. Okay, thank you for your patient listening.